Aloha and welcome to Hilo, Hawaii. I am Dylan Ancheta and we are live from the Crown Room here at the Naniloa Hotel in pretty much the heart of Hilo. Everyone the who's who in the Hawaiian community, the hula community is here in Hilo this week. Of course, we are celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Merrie Monarch Hula Festival and we have a very special treat today. If you were tuned into This Is Now a short time ago, you just saw these two wonderful ladies perform. But we love them so much, we're going to give them a hana ho one more time. I'm joined by Kamalani Ho Wersig and Kumu Hula Le Momi Ho of Halau Ke Li'i Ka'apuni Honua Ke Ena A'o Hula. I had to look at my notes. Practice make perfect, huh, Kumu?
Yes, get them. You in.
So we just saw them perform a very special song in This Is Now. Ladies, can you please talk about that song and what it means to you?
Pua o kamakahala. For us, it's very special. It's a rare blossom, first of all. And for us, my Kumu, my mama, her nana, she's rare to us, yeah, because she's so special. And that blossom grew on the walkway of their home. So Mama's mama, Grandma Katie, wrote that mele, but she wrote it for Papa. It was meant for Papa. She compared him to this makahala blossom because he was a merchant seaman and he was always away. So this was her way of telling him, when you come home, I'll always be here waiting for you. So like the third verse where you guys see us do this and show you the money, she's saying like, you know, if you go lalau or wherever and you run out of money, always come home, I'll be here waiting. So that was Grandma Katie to Papa.
That's so beautiful. What does it mean to you to be able to perform that mele alongside your mom?
Well, getting back to familial hula legacy, that's us. Our garden is very small. So when you hear Victoria Kiali'i Ka'apuni Honua I'i Rodriguez, you know most definitely it was, my mom is a repository of all her stuff, which we don't take lightly. We want her legacy to live on, and which it certainly is, and hopefully through her students, now through my family, you know what I mean? My children know their kuleana or responsibility to knowing that they live with their kumu, you know, in the sense, or their ike, their source. And I think with age, they're growing to appreciate that more, you know. And going back to the song Pua Kamakahala, it's such a dear song to our ohana. To me, there's different meanings in the sense where the true story behind it about Grandma Katie talking about Papa when he would come home and being away for so long, and that it lined their home. And so for me, the lining of my home is that this will always be our kahua or our foundation that we lead back to. We lead back to her and, you know, our ohana and everything that she shared with Mama. And we hope it lives on forever and people can appreciate it, you know what I mean? It's very old school, but yeah, we love it. We wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. Well, the legacy definitely lives on. As you can see, we are joined by several ladies here. Can you introduce us to who we have here? We're going to step this way and you can introduce us.
We have our entourage, my entourage, our haumana who have traveled with us here to Hilo. We have Joy, well, first of all, our musician, Keoni Mana.
Aloha.
Thank you so much. Without music, we cannot hula. We have Joy, Kulia, Darlene, Kauhani, who is our Uber, our right-hand man, our everything. This is La'e and Kanoilani, and we're all here.
Yes, we are all here in Hilo, and like I said, we love you guys so much, so we're going to give you guys one more hana ho for everyone watching here. You're in for a very special treat. Tell us a little bit about the song that you guys are going to perform now.
Maki Island. If we go to Waikiki, where the Honolulu Zoo is, before there was an island there called Maki's Island. So this mele was written by our Papa James, again ohana, legacy, you know, Asia. So we feel this song belongs to us because of our Papa. But he wrote it for that island, Maki's Island. If you go to the zoo today, there's just a little part of it that's still there in the zoo, in the middle of the zoo, Maki's Island.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you now hula halau ke ali'i ka apuni honua ke ena a o hula. Beautiful. Oh, mahalo nui for that. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause, please. Oh, my goodness. Kumu, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you. Our pleasure.
Oh, my goodness. Can I talk to someone over here, please? Come step. Whoever's willing and able. They're all a little bit camera shy. Aloha, how's it going?
It's great.
Yes. Tell me a little bit about what it's like to be a part of this hula family.
It's truly a family. Yeah. I mean, auntie, and my hula sisters, my hula nieces, my hula nephews. Yeah, it's truly family.
What is one thing that you feel maybe sets you guys apart from other halau? Anything special that is different or unique that you guys know or do that's a little bit different? What's your special edge?
So actually, well, for our halau, the 3 roses, right? And then the first meaning of those 3 roses is the Holy Trinity. And so it's God first, and everything is based on that and love. And then the other meaning is that we laugh a lot, we cry a lot, and we party a lot.
Kumu's over there in the corner. She's laughing because she knows it's true.
Right?
Let's talk about Kumu for a second. On camera in these interviews, she seems a little shy and kind of timid, happy and smiley, but what is she really like?
Oh, no, you can take her for face value. Yeah, it's all true, right? No, she doesn't?
She party hard, huh?
Show up Saturday night.
I was talking to Kamalani after, and basically, she said, "Oh, my mom is she go, she no stops." Thank you so much. Anyone else want to vala'a a little bit? Come on, guys. I know. Okay, there you go. Made eye contact with her. Aloha, what's your name?
Dory.
Dory, how you doing?
I am fine.
Tell me a little bit about the background. When I first interviewed Kumu for a story about a couple weeks ago, she said how back in the olden days, if your Kumu asked you to do something, you hop, skip, and jump, and you do it, right? And while we were getting ready for this number, Kumu simply turned around and said, "Hey, you, come," and you guys did it. Talk about that kind of respect, that bond that she's built over the years.
Oh, well, I've been dancing for her for 36 years. She is like a mama to me, and I know her so well that I know exactly what she needs. When she needs it, all she does is look at me, and it's a special bond that I have with my Kumu, because I fell in love with her hula, and that's why I'm still with her.
What about her specifically that you love so much? She's giggling again in the corner.
When it's time to get down to business, my Kumu is all business. When it's time to practice, we have to hula. When it's time to party, we can party. But when it's hula and practice and we need to be certain place and doing certain things, that's what I take care of for her. I take care of my hula sisters, my hula daughters, and I make sure that we are dressed from head to toe, like she taught me. And she don't have to worry because we take care of it.
Yeah, we talked a lot about legacy, and both the Ho'ike last night, Uncle Johnny Lam Ho's legacy, and the legacy of this group. What do you think your Kumu's legacy will be? What will she be most remembered for?
Her love for hula in her face, her expression, and just her hands when she hulas.
Yeah. She's so graceful. We love her. Kumu, come back in the spotlight, please. Kamalani, you as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Is there any other thoughts you want to share about Merrie Monarch as a whole, as the evolution of hula from the early days? Because you were there from the very beginning. So anything you want to share about how things have changed over the years?
Wow. Hula is hula. Hula is our life, our lifestyle. All that we do in life is hula. And we need to allow it to continue. And it's the young ones of today that will help to carry it. You know, we set the footprint, we set the footstones for them. Now they need to follow it through. But of course, we're here to help them.
Yeah. We have so much to learn from you.
I'm still learning. No, I'm still learning.
We're all learning. We're all learning together.
I learn every day. I learn from you. I learn from them.
I learned something from her just in the last 30 minutes. The direction of the flowers, up on the right.
Always go right, because it comes down to your heart, and it completes that circle of love that we hold on to.
Yeah. Something new right there. So everyone wearing layout there, up and around on the right side, okay? Let's look forward to Miss Aloha Hula tonight. We talked a little bit about that a short time ago. We have 12 contestants tonight. They're wahine soloists taking the stage in both their kahiko and awana numbers, and former Miss Aloha Hula 1996. In terms of the Miss Aloha Hula competition, the level of excellence, the expectations, how has that changed from your time? Or is it still the same?
I think the caliber is high, like everything. I think in sports and everything. The expectation now and that generation maybe being perfectionist, but which is not a bad thing, And they're carrying out exactly what their kumu. And at the end of the day, if they know they did their kumu justice, they should be happy with everything and take their ohana, their kumu, their halau, their hula brothers and sisters up on that stage with them, because you're not only representing yourself, you're representing everything that went before you, and your kupuna. So I'm excited for them. I get surprised every year, and I feel the caliber has risen a bit, but yet the expectations are the same, and I'm excited for them, and just go out and love your hula, love everything about this experience.
We always say, allow your heart to hula. And that's what it's all about, just right here.
I love it. Final question for you guys. What is the quality, you specifically Miss Aloha Hula and you dancers in general, what are some qualities of a good dancer or a great Miss Aloha Hula? What should that dancer, whether it's technical, whether it's spiritual, what do you think?
I feel if the dancer can grab you, if you're watching that dancer and you want to get up there with that dancer, that's what it is. Allow them to capture you from, and it's all in the na'au, all inside. So, just take me with you. Yeah.
For me, it's like they have to give you the full-on chicken skin, and they take me to that place, or they take me to that mo'olelo or story. Like, that heartbreak or that love affair, or, or like last year's Kauai. Oh, believe me, I was there on Kauai. I was smelling every mokihana berry they were wearing. So, yeah, if they transport you to a place and, yeah, but everyone's a winner. The dedication.
Yeah. You work hard, you know. You won before you left home. You're all winners. It's just that there's only one winner, but everyone is a winner. Yes.
Well, Kumu Lemomi and Kamalani and everyone else, thank you guys so much for joining us here on this extended stream of This Is Now. A short time ago, I put together an interview with Kumu Lemomi as well as Uncle Kimo Keaulana to talk about the evolution of Merrie Monarch and how things have changed over the years. And we're going to go ahead and play out that piece for you right now. But again, tune in to the Miss Aloha Hula competition that's happening tonight. All the fun starts on air and online at 6 o'clock. We'll send it back in studio.
Merrie Monarch was kind of a flop in the old days, and nobody wanted to come, watch hula. So the county had told Auntie Dottie they don't want to continue with this anymore. Princess Kavana Nakoa's great-grand-uncle is King David Kalakaua. And the princess is also somehow related to Auntie Iolani Luahine. And then she knew Uncle George Naope very well. So she took it upon herself to fund the Merrie Monarch for years and years and years and years. And I know a lot of people don't know this, but that's what kept Merrie Monarch afloat. And in those days, they did not have a separate night for Miss Aloha Hula because there weren't that many contestants. So they had the soloists in between the groups. And it was actually my aunt, Auntie Puanani Alama, who is, I think, the universe's oldest living Kumu Hula today, and the late Lokalia Montgomery, who had suggested that they have the what was called Miss Hula in those days. And then after Aloha Deliri won, she was Aloha Wong when she won, then it became Miss Aloha Hula. So it was my Auntie Puanani and Auntie Lokalia Montgomery that suggested this contest.
The Miss Aloha Hula contestants, there were 20 this year, must display their versatility as dancers and perform modern or awana hulas along with the kahiko. This is Lena Ala Fitzsimmons from Kaleo or Naniloa Hula Studio in Waianae. A crowd favorite, she placed fourth in the competition, and the judge's decision did not sit well with many in the audience. Diolapua's win last night gives her school, Hula Halau o Ka'ua Kanilehua, under the direction of Kumu Hula Johnny Lamho, its fourth straight Miss Aloha Hula win. Tonight the competition continues, with the 28 halaus performing the kahiko hulas. Alicia Dow, KGMB News, in Hilo.
The Merrie Monarch was held before in the Afukchinen Gymnasium. Then it's going to move over next door. It was called the Ho'olulu Tennis Stadium back then. And I think what had happened was, in 1978, Uncle George Naope and Auntie Dottie are going to come to Honolulu because Auntie Iolani is going to end up in Straub Hospital. So for her last hospitalization in Straub, Uncle George and Auntie Dottie called me. She said, let's go to Straub Hospital. We're going to go visit Auntie Io. Then after we visit with Auntie Io, let's meet for lunch because we like to talk over the Merrie Monarch. So I said, fine. And so after we visited with Auntie Iolani in the hospital, we went to Waikiki, I think it was a Jolly Roger restaurant or someplace, and we met for lunch because they wanted to go over the rules of the Merrie Monarch. Back then, in 1978, the rules were on one single sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. And I think the only rule that we changed was that the soloist in the soloist competition, the Miss Hula, she cannot use a microphone for her oli. And I think that's the only rule that we actually changed back then. And I think the difference back then with now is at that time, you still had a lot of hula masters alive. And these people who taught hula, they knew what to do and what not to do when it came to the ancient style of dancing. And that's what we called it back then, ancient hula. Now, Uncle George Naope, he had actually changed terminology. What we know as today as hula awana is more properly called hula ku'i. Hula ku'i is the joining of new music and old steps and all of that. What hula awana actually is any kind of hula that is not taught with a kuahu or under any kapu. But Uncle George decided to call the modern hulas hula awana and then the chants hula kahiko. These were terms that were not, the hula kahiko wasn't used before. The old timers used the term hula olapa or hula pahu. So hula kahiko was a new term. And then hula awana was being used in a new way.
In the Kane division, Daryl Lupinue's group, Men from Waimakuna, wins 4 of the festival's top 7 awards. The Aea Halau captures first place in the overall men's competition, the men's kahiko and awana dances, and the group is also the festival's highest point getter.
I guess the love and the unity that the boys had among themselves made it, much more power. I don't know how would you say it, but more packed down in their dancing and everything else.
Second place overall in the men's division is Frank Kahala's Honolulu group, the Gentlemen of Malui Ke'au. In all, the Halau earns 5 awards by winning 2nd, 3rd, and 5th place in 5 categories. And 3rd place goes to Johnny Lamho's Hula Halau from Hilo. They performed an aerobic hula last night.
Breathe out. Let's all aerobicize.
What is happening in the 1970s is we're getting now a new crop of teacher. And these are going to be people who are going to take a lot of liberties, things that we haven't seen before. Like Daryl Lupenue is going to come into the contest. And at that time he was teaching with O'Brien Eselu and Thaddeus Wilson. And so they're going to bring in a new kind of hula. It was a kind of hula that John Kaimikawa them were doing at that time. Very avant-garde and all kinds of different things. But because Auntie Merrie Lupenue was still alive, Daryl's mama, well, nobody really said much of anything. And so the younger crowd really started to scream and get animated with this new kind of hula. When the music changed, the hula changed. And then as people saw that, well, this group is taking liberties with the ancient dances, well, why don't we?
And it's gonna happen because you have the younger generation. Us, we call ourselves old school, and we're gonna stick to that no matter what. Yeah, and we better, or slaps on the head. Like for me, mama be right there, ding. So, we're gonna stick to that. But then what you see today is because it's the newer generation, but which is nice, yeah. And we're taught once you become the Kumu, you're still part of your Kumu. But then now it's your turn. What are you going to present? How are you going to make it yours and not your Kumu? Yeah. Although you're going to keep that, yes. But now let it become you. We want it to be you. And we want to say, oh, okay, yeah.
So tell the story of the city.
costume-wise, it's they kind of get away from the traditional looking, but then again, it's because it's the younger generation. You know, us old school, we like the old Mother Hobbit, the old cover you up, puff sleeves, all that. Today, they don't want that, you know, and you can see it, but then it's because, like I said, it's a newer generation. It's the time, they're going with the time, yeah? And we only can hope that they make the right decisions for them, and that the judges understand that this is now, yeah? But yet don't go too way off base either, you know? And then back then, that was the first time we heard of these Gibsons, you know, the Gibson hairdo. And I remember it was her getting us ready with those Gibsons, and we were like, oh, we're so ugly. Look at our hair. We're so ugly with this hair. And then she puts a scarf over us to walk into the Civic Center or the auditorium, you know, to go get ready, right? And we have this silly scarf around us because she's covering our hair. And we're all crying because, oh, we're so ugly. But once she got us dressed, we were like, wow, we're so beautiful, yeah? The halau are they're so careful of what they choose. They, everybody just works so hard, you know, they do their homework. Everybody just tries to be on point, on top of it, you know, which is really neat. But the competition is really hard now, you know. And sometimes I look at it, I'm like, why can't it just be a sharing? Everybody just go over there and share their best number, and everybody just share.
Years ago, like in the 70s, even the 80s, Merrie Monarch was a fun time. I mean, everybody had fun. I even sang in the Crown Room and the Mokuola Room before, and people would come, they want to listen to Hawaiian music and go to the grog shop. I think I played music at the grog shop too. And it was just so much merriment. It's not like that anymore, because I think people are really fiercely into competition. And that's the sad part. I think before it was friendly competition, or people appreciated each other's styles. And it was enjoyable. Those days are gone. And it's so sad to see that camaraderie and joy and happiness gone from the Merrie Monarch.
For any dancer that goes through our doors, because I always tell them, you need to enjoy what you're doing. Hula is life. Hula is how we live. Everything you do in hula is your life. It's just an expression of the mele, but through life, what you do in life. So remember, hula is life. And that's what I try to get across to them. And those are my rewards when I see what they accomplish for themselves. Because, you know, not everyone is a born dancer. And when you can see what they do with themselves, it's like, wow. For me, it's wow. It's always a wow moment. Yeah. Hula is our life. It is part of Hawaii and what we do. And for us, it's expression of mele through our hands and expressing to people. If they were to watch us, they can know the story just by watching us. And yeah, when you dance hula, it's from the inside. It's gotta be from the inside. Yeah, it's not only this and pretty this. Yeah, it's what you feel over here. That's so important, that you feel it all inside of you. And for dancers, enjoy the moment. Yeah.